Okay.
Yes. So, hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, Dividada. We are into the episode 8, Bate. Basically, we'll be talking about careers. I welcome Advocate Rohit Pichaya, a good friend, my colleague, my person who was in with me in 12, 11, 12. So, we will talk here about the whole career process of an advocate lawyer, basically, and what are the differences between advocate lawyer and how to become one. He is basically now practicing in Nasik. He has his practice in Nasik. So we just begin this session. I welcome you on behalf of our channel and all the students who will be watching this. Welcome to it. Advocate Rohit.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. So I begin this session with this thing. So many students have this confusion basically after 10th, they should either take commerce or science. So we being you are a lawyer or a lawyer and advocate. So if I ask you what is the better option for being an advocate, they should take commerce or science?
Well, the legal profession is very welcoming. It's a very open, very welcoming profession.
Yes.
There is no hard and fast rules. There is no you're not bound by subjects or professional choices that you make in your bachelor's. Um, you can take science, you can take commerce, you can take arts. It doesn't matter. Your bachelor's degree can be any degree
Okay.
as long as it is a 3-year course or a 4-year course, and is backed by the government of India, is recognized basically
Recognized by
by UGC, and that's it. It really doesn't make a difference if you take science. You can do MBBS and become a lawyer. You can do BTech and become a lawyer. You can do BA and become a lawyer. You can do BCom. So yeah, law as a field is very open and very welcoming.
basically any field, you may be science, commerce or arts, you can still become a lawyer. It's a welcoming field. So there is one more confusion among students when they talk about they have two options for entry into legal and becoming an advocate. So one is after 12th by giving any entrance exams, and then one is again after by doing bachelor's. So which
Yeah.
one you think is a better option?
See, currently there are two options. One, like you said, after 12th, that is a 5-year course. That is
Yes.
called an integrated LLB.
Okay.
That LLB involves two degrees. Basically, it is either BBA LLB or BCom LLB
Yes.
or BA LLB, which takes 5 years after your 12th. And the second option is you do your bachelor's in whatever field you choose.
Yes.
And after that, you do a 3-year LLB.
Yes.
So the only difference between the integrated LLB and LLB is 1 year. So here you are doing it in 6 years, which is 3 years BCom, 3 years LLB,
Yes.
versus 5 years of BBA LLB. So you
Okay.
save on 1 year. That is like an advantage, you could say. Personally, I still believe that it is better to do a bachelor's in any profession or any field that you personally enjoy or
Yes.
have passion for, and then do the 3-year LLB.
Okay. So,
Because, in my opinion, the degree of law requires a certain level of maturity and understanding about society, life, how
yes.
things work, which a 12th grade student might not have to that level.
Yes.
I mean, there are exceptions. For example, my sister herself is doing the 5-year course,
Okay.
and she since day one wanted to become an advocate,
Yes.
uh, and because of that, she chose 12 the
Okay.
5-year course after.
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, like if we talk about 5-year course, it will be somewhere around we have to give some entrance exams for 5-year course.
Hmm.
Yes. So
Uh, yes, there is an entrance exam.
ah,
It depends from state to state, or
okay.
it depends on which college you want to enter.
Okay.
Divya, can you
So
just give me a second? I'm
yes, yes.
sorry. This thing. Uh, yeah.
So we were talking about giving CLAT and entrance exams after 12th. So
Yes.
should the student like if anyone opting for 5 years in 5 years integrated course, should he start preparing for the this entrance exam after 11th, 12th?
Yes, you can begin after your 11th also, you can begin after your 12th also.
Yes.
There are different exams also for that.
Yes.
There are CLAT. Certain colleges have their own private exams,
Yes. Yes.
especially NLUs, the National Law Universities.
Okay.
They have their own exams. CLAT is generally accepted in most of the NLUs, but
Okay.
there are certain NLUs like NLU Delhi that
Okay.
require for you to sit for their own separate entrance
Separate.
exam.
Yes.
Yes, and yeah, preparation wise, you can begin whenever you are comfortable. You should have a timeline.
Yes.
Uh, you should have a target. What are you studying? How long will you study that? And because subjects are mainly not law
Uh,
related when you're doing the
okay.
5 year course, it's more general knowledge,
Okay.
your aptitude, your critical thinking. These are the fields that are tested in that exam.
Entrance exam.
Yes, yes,
Okay, so if we see entrance exam, it's not related to law. It's more of a critical thinking, English or
yes, yes,
grammar or math or statistics. We talk about this. So it's a normal exam wherein you will be getting a seat in NLU or law colleges. Some there
yes,
are so two, three types of exam. Like different states might have different exams. So if
yes,
we
yes.
talk about integrated course, it has to be through entrance exam. If we talk about
Yes.
non-integrated course, like after doing bachelor's, even after doing bachelor's we need to give entrance exam, or it's a direct entry thing?
It depends on what college you want to go to.
Okay.
Certain colleges do require you to give an entrance exam.
Okay.
Certain colleges you take admission on the basis of your merit, basically your 10, 12 mark sheet, your
Okay.
bachelor's mark.
Bachelor's function.
So it all depends which college you are targeting.
Okay.
One second. I don't know. Some other driver was said.
Yes. So if we do,
So
yes, definitely. We do go for it depends on the college. After bachelor's, some will require
right,
you to give the
right.
entrance, some may not. And basically, the criteria for admission or the procedure is your 10th mark should be good, 12th marks should be good, and your bachelor score should be good so that you get admitted to the college.
Yes,
So,
yes.
which are the good colleges in India basically for law?
You pick any NLU, that's a
Okay,
great college.
great college.
National Law Universities,
Okay,
they come under the central government,
okay,
uh, and also the state government in some
yes,
cases. There are a lot of private colleges also. Pune's
yes,
Symbiosis, for example.
symbols, yes.
Yes. So you are at the end of the day taught the same stuff.
Definitely. Yes.
The content doesn't change.
Yes. Yes.
The only, in my personal opinion, the only reason you should pick a good college, say NLU or a college with backed reputation, is if you want to get into corporate law.
Definitely. Yes. That's how IIM MBA works. Like you want to get into corporate, go for IIM. If you want to go to foreign countries, go for a foreign MBA. When we see
Yes,
our friends also, like some are in UK, some are in US. So what they want to settle over there, so they opted for US and UK MBAs, whereas someone
yes,
wanted to settle there. So that's the reason. And someone if have some family business or some planning over in India, so we should definitely look for something that which will help us more, because I see few of my friends who did UK law and all those things, but that can't be used in India. So they are basically into business, but that helps their business particularly. So they can't
correct,
practice over here. So that's the correct thing. If we do if we want to practice in India, we definitely need to do LLB from India. So
correct,
that
correct.
things work in this matter. Then after doing LLB, I really had this question in my mind, back of mind always. What is the difference between advocate, lawyer, and solicitor? So these three different terms are
Okay.
there.
Okay. There are the terminology difference. There is lawyer, advocate,
Okay,
solicitor, and there is barrister also.
okay,
Now these are four And there is another term, attorney. Attorney.
Yes.
So these are few terms that people kind of end up using it interchangeably,
Yes.
but they do have a strict definition and differentiation. Now let's begin with what is a lawyer. Who's a lawyer?
Okay.
A lawyer is anybody who's completed his LLB, his or her LLB,
Yes.
and not practicing
Not
or has not got the sanad, which is basically the registration.
Yes. Okay.
That person can be termed as a lawyer. An advocate is somebody who's completed his LLB and is practicing in the court of law,
Okay.
has received his sanad.
Okay.
So you step up from being called a lawyer to being called an advocate. Yeah. In India, we generally use advocate as the term. Now comes who's a solicitor. Solicitor is a person who's completed his law and instead of practicing in court, he or she advises the client. So a solicitor, there is no separate exam to become a solicitor in India. You can call yourself a solicitor if you are somebody who likes to advise. The client can bring their advocate, and the solicitor will guide the advocate. Solicitors are generally people who have got a lot of experience.
Yes.
And they end up helping the advocate for the client because of their experience. They generally, instead of going to court, they sit in their office and provide services of advice and consultation.
Okay, so someone else is representing this solicitor in the court, and they are just doing the thing. Yes.
Yeah, someone else is representing the client. The solicitor is just advising the person who's representing the client.
Okay. Okay.
Now that is one term. Now barrister. Now barrister is a term generally used in the UK.
Okay.
Barrister is somebody who practices in the court of law. Like a solicitor is somebody who advises. Barrister is somebody who practices, who argues in front of the judges. Now comes who's an attorney. Now, attorney in basic terms is a fancier term for an advocate.
Okay.
And it is generally used for the advocate who represents the state or the nation.
Okay.
So generally it will be termed as the Advocate General of India.
Okay. Attorney General of India.
Yeah. So he is the head lawyer, head advocate for the country.
Yes.
And all the cases which involve Union of India as party, he or she works for the government as an advocate.
So these are the few terminologies which will be helping students while doing the LLB and after doing the LLB.
Sure.
So yes, so basically, if we talk while in the college, so you did your LLB from Nasik itself.
Yes, I did my LLB from Nasik.
So how is the college life basically for a LLB student or an advocate student?
Generally, when you do LLB as a 3-year course,
Yes.
You are technically an adult in the eyes of the college. You have gone through bachelors, so it's not as strict and as tedious as you could say your first bachelor's, wherein you just stepped into university. There is higher focus on you as a student.
Yes.
When you are doing the 3-year course, you are presented with data, you are presented with opportunities to learn.
Yes.
But you have to be self-sufficient in absorbing that knowledge and arriving at conclusions that you personally have studied and come up with. It's more project oriented, assignment oriented.
Yes, definitely. Advocate, you need to make a lot of assignments.
Yes. There's a lot of reading, a lot of writing, a lot of researching. Basically, you need to be really good at your research.
Research, yes.
Yeah.
So you did it from Nasik, then like someone getting into after completing advocate. So if they complete advocate as per their timeline. So if we talk, is it like some what should a newly graduated or newly become lawyer or advocate person think? Like, should he get into a job or should he start his own practice?
Uh, Good question. Generally speaking, there are two fields in law. One is corporate and one is litigation. Now, in the case of corporate law, you need to join a law firm straight out of college. You can do that. People will hire you at the campuses. Uh, when it comes to litigation, which I personally am in,
Yes.
you need to work under a specific lawyer, a specific advocate.
Advocate.
How interchangeably even we end up
Yeah.
using the
This yes.
so you got to find somebody who specializes in the field of litigation that
Litigation.
you want to learn
Yes.
and work as an intern and as a junior advocate in their office.
Yes.
You can generally begin this in your second year or even your first year if you get good guidance.
Okay.
Uh, so it's basically a lot of sharpening your skills under a seasoned advocate.
Yes.
Because what you learn in the books and how to implement it in the practical court of law is big difference. You just
Yes.
because you know the book doesn't mean you know how to get things done.
Done. Yes, yes. We learned this. I still remember that management definition. We simply used to say management is what management does or a manager
Yes.
does.
Yeah.
So basically, that was since like 8 to 10 years back. But now when we really start managing people, I understand how difficult it is to manage people now. So I get you when you said about the internship and articleship, those things. I'm like understanding it. So we should if we are very good at if we want to go into litigation, we should start the articleship or internship in the first year itself or a second year max, so that we sharpen our skills. Then we get on the job training also, and then we get to know the things in a much better manner. So that is a perfect thing. And then after this, I talk about in the next thing, like if you do LLB, so there, what is the of advocate? Is there a sufficient demand for advocates in India?
Yes, it's one of the oldest professions to exist,
Yes.
advocate. And given the size of our population, we
Yes.
can definitely say that yes, it is a never-ending career, never-ending profession.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, no matter how much technology changes, society changes, advocates will always be required.
Yes. And it's one of the most reputed. We say, okay, like people have clear mind, like the doctor and advocates, vakil we call. So that's one of the most respected profession as well, being an advocate. Uh,
Yes.
yes. So like in India and foreign, so there are some people who do this LLB from foreign as well. So does that affect Indian population, like Indian work culture or something like that?
Uh, in my personal experience, I have met a lot of people who have done their masters LLM
LLM,
from
yes,
abroad.
yes,
LLB, doing LLB from abroad is not really recommended
yes,
because law is a very region specific
yes, yes,
profession.
yes,
Uh, Even if you say we do LLB, LLM from UK, as we all come under the common law and
yes.
UK and Indian constitution,
As
UK having ruled us for the past
yes,
200 years, there are a lot of similarities you could say in
yes,
practices and procedures and the legal language basically. But it is very region specific.
yes,
You will not get any competitive advantage or added experience in your practice in the court of law in India
yes,
by doing an LLM in UK or abroad. Yeah, if you wish to practice in UK, you wish to practice in US, then
yes,
it makes sense. Or in one case where if you want to get into research and become a professor, then it definitely helps. Gaining knowledge from of the legal field of a different country
Yes.
is will definitely help you. It's not that it will not help you, but it will not directly help you in your practice in Indian courts.
Yes. Definitely. So what I would like to ask, like, what made you think you should join law as a practice? For say, that's the
uh,
biggest question.
Actually, I completed my BCom,
Okay.
and I came back to India, and I was wondering what to do next. I
Okay.
didn't
So
want
you
to
you
do a
did
master's.
you did your BCom from.
Singapore. I was in Singapore for 3 years.
Okay. So
So,
how was the BCom bachelor's life over there?
oh, it was great.
Huh.
Singapore is like a really real educational hub in
Yes.
the Southeast Asia
Southeast
region,
Asia. Yes. Yes.
and it really helped me learn a lot about what is life, how to go about life, what things work, what things don't work.
Yes.
It was actually, you could say, the surrounding that taught me more than the college.
Okay. The environment teaches you more how to survive and
Yes,
all those
yes,
things. Yes.
yes. So after I did that, my eyes kind of opened up and I understood, oh, okay, this is how things work. This is what reality is. This is what makes money. This doesn't make money. All those kind of.
Yes. So so you found this advocate like law will make you much more money than anything else.
No, actually, after doing BCom, I
Hmm.
came back to India and I was kind of lost what to do next. I I didn't expect I'll complete a degree first this thing instance. So having done that, it was like a big achievement. Wow, I've done it. Now what? Now then what? What now then? So there was always an option available for masters, but I wanted to gain knowledge in a completely different field.
Feel.
Like
Yes.
instead of going in the depths of the knowledge, I wanted to widen my horizon.
Yes.
So I ended up just looking at my family, wherein my sister was doing law, my mother
Okay.
was an advocate.
Advocate.
So back of the mind, I was like, let's give it a shot. What do I have to
Okay.
lose? Like, if I don't enjoy it, I'll quit.
Quit. Yeah.
Doesn't.
Definitely.
So that's how I just went one day. I filled the admission form. I paid the fees, and I was in the first year of
College.
law, sitting in
Yes.
the classroom. And because of being brought up in a family where an advocate is present in the family,
Hmm.
my mother would actively communicate with me about her profession.
Yes.
It ended up being very familiar when I was in the first year of law.
Yes.
And most of the things I was quite aware about.
Yes.
And that gave me a lot of confidence that, hey, it's not like,
Yes.
I do have some background knowledge on this, what things are being taught. And yeah, then one thing led to the other, and I ended up completing my LLB. And then I fell in love with the profession itself
Yes.
uh, because of its vast depth of knowledge.
Yes.
And then, yeah, one thing led to the other, and now I'm an advocate practicing in Nasik.
Practicing advocate basically.
Yeah, practicing.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So if I ask you one thing, like if if anyone wants to join this advocate field after like 12th or say bachelor's, whatever his choice may be, like we do analysis basically. I know कि I am ideal candidate for this. If we talk about UPSC MPSC, we know he is so smart that he will clear. So how will you say someone ki what a person should have to become an advocate?
I will, in this field, I'll resonate with a lot with what Justice retired Banerjee says in her
Okay.
interview. I was reading one of her interviews wherein she did mention that advocacy as a field is one of those few professions, you could say, where hard work supersedes talent.
Okay.
You really do not have to have a lot of intelligence or IQ or street smartness or experience. this profession, an average person, an average intellect, an average experience, man or woman, if willing to put in the hard work,
Okay.
they are bound to succeed. So this is one of those few, and this is what she said, and
Yes.
which I agree to in my personal experience also.
Yes.
You really don't need to have a particular skill set. If you lack something, you can sharpen it. You can. That is why you practice under a senior
Yes.
advocate to learn.
Yes.
There are two things that you really need to be good at. One is the desire to work hard,
Okay.
and second, that I can add to Justice Banerjee's interview is observational skill.
Okay.
To sit and observe in the court what is happening, how things are working, what does the judge require, what documents are required, where can I get those documents.
Okay.
If you have these two skills and nothing else, you can become a fantastic advocate.
Okay.
You will learn the other skills as time passes by. You
Uh,
will add them onto your repertoire and move on. But these two, in my opinion, are very
one
critical.
of the perfect things. So if I talk
Yes.
about money in this internship period, or say after becoming an advocate, how much salary he can a student or an advocate expect in his initial days? Like we say na ki, if we talk about MBBS person, he can expect 50,000 monthly. So if he's in Mumbai, he can expect 80,000 to 1 lakh monthly. So that turns around somewhere around 8 to 9 lakhs per annum. So what is the thing with advocate thing?
In advocacy, there are two fields basically. One is corporate, one is litigation.
Yes.
Uh, in the field of corporate law, if you have, say, for example, passed out from a, big shot college, an NLU, let's take
NLP.
any, you are specialized in corporate law, you have been offered a job from the campus placement. In those cases, right out of college, you will be given a big paycheck.
Yes.
There is no upper limit. The upper
Yes.
limit is what the corporate decides
This thing.
your
Yes.
worth is. In corporate law, the day you step out of your college, you can expect to make good money
Yes.
off the bat. Uh, it's not in all cases. Many a
Yes.
times you can come out in the corporate law and not earn a lot. In
Yes.
corporate law, it depends on your the college that you went to,
Yes.
the marks that you got, the skills that you acquired while being in college. But when it comes to litigation, there is no money
No one.
initially.
Yes.
There is this formula that I heard that is very true in my opinion. In the field of litigation, you can put it in three phases.
Okay.
The first phase is right out of college, which is uh, there is no money and there is very less work.
Less one.
If you get a good office to join, a good chamber basically
Chamber.
of
Yes.
a senior advocate, you will have no money and a lot of work.
Lot of.
You will have to go through documents, researches, prepare
Yes.
drafts for the senior advocate.
Yes.
Then the second 10 years, if you do this correctly, the first 10 years of your profession,
Yes.
the second 10 years involve lot of work and some money. And then the next 10 years is work and a lot of money.
Yes.
And if you go one step further, you add another level, then there will be less work and more money because you will have juniors who will do
Yoga.
majority chunk of the work. And because of the 30 years that you have put in, it will become second nature to you,
Yes.
the profession. So it will become less work and more money because
Yes.
it has become a habit of the work has
But
become part.
part of it. Yes.
So
Yes.
you can look at it as a ladder.
Yes.
The four ladders. There are always exceptions.
Yes. Definitely.
This is no hard and fast rule. You can
Yes.
enter litigation and immediately start making a lot of money. Also, it all
Yes.
depends upon is the number of clients that come to you.
basically networking we call people which neglect networking a lot. I have seen basically even after 12th coming out of college, my even while while I was doing my bachelor's, masters, we all neglected networking somewhere. So I really find this when we landed up in profession like advocate or doing business or like getting into classes or doing any investment thing. I really found networking to be one of the most important part of our life or important thing where we need to focus a lot on networking. So that does that thing really help you also? Because I see you traveled foreign countries also. Like basically you were in exchange programs also. So how networking works?
Um, I, in my personal experience, I feel in the profession of law, more than networking,
Mhm.
your work has to speak for itself.
Yes.
Word of mouth, basically. Word
Yes.
of mouth
Mouth.
is uh, the key. In the profession of advocacy, you cannot advertise or market yourself
Market.
because it's considered a noble profession
Yes.
in India. Uh, so, how do you get client? How do you build a clientele base? Is by your work quality
Yes.
and the word of mouth that the clientele, a client will come to you. You do their work with an efficient manner.
Yes.
They will bring in 10 clients for you.
Yes. Definitely.
Networking does help in the initial phases to access chambers of senior advocates
Yes.
to join them. Uh, but eventually, I feel more than networking, your word of
Work.
mouth and clientele base will
Speak.
decide how you
Very
grow in the field. Yes.
definitely. So we come to the end of this session now. I would like to
Okay.
thank you, Rohit, for thank you, Advocate Rohit, for giving us the insight of career. So from basically starting from 11th, 12th, literally we could see the journey all over through what a student would be going through. Like even if we will be opting for it after 12th or after bachelor. So it would really help all the students who will be watching this. It would give them an insight of being an advocate, whether to go for a corporate or go for litigation. A, that will be a question for a next session. Basically, I can see that
Sure.
we can talk a
Sure.
lot on that topic also.
Yes.
But
Yes.
this 30-40 minute session was like a briefer for a student. So anyone who wish to join, it will help them. We on behalf of the Vedada channel, I wish you a very good luck in your future, and we really had a great time talking. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
joining. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us on this channel.
Thank you.